What's up, guys? Welcome to the Fruition Factor Podcast, and I am bringing you another episode in person. I'm getting it together, okay? But I'm doing it with people that know me and know that I don't know what I'm doing. So welcome to another episode of the Fruition Factor, where I am talking to entrepreneurs where I am interested in their story. I love the fact that they had an idea and that they are bringing it to fruition. And so my guest this week is Latisha Germany, who happens to be my friend. And look at me sounding all professional. That is not how I talk to her. Tish, what's up, girl?
What's up?
Like, how did I get tight all of a sudden?
I'm glad you said Latisha Germany. That's great.
Oh, yeah. That's what I said. Okay. This is going to be a great conversation. All right. So Tish is my real life friend. We have been friends for about 20 years.
Yes.
And we started out in corporate careers because y'all know I tell y'all all the time, make sure y'all keep that day job, okay? Because the day job is your first business partner. We initially met at our very first corporate job out of college. Yeah, first corporate job out of college. So we ain't gonna tell y'all how long ago that was, but it was just a long time. Anywho, all right, so what we're here to talk about today is the coming together of Lazy Gyrl. All right, so Tish, tell us about Lazy Gyrl, what it's about, like how it came to be, and how I told you not to do it, but go ahead.
She did. But actually, you were one of my mentors starting out. Remember when I first pitched this idea? So I was in LA and I was living in a suburb of Los Angeles. But when I'm done with my day job, I'm in the city.
Yeah.
So Calabasas, which is where I was living, is about an hour drive to LA with traffic. I got tired of going back and forth. I had to pack a bag.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had to pack a bag. It was like, this is getting too crazy. I need something that I can wear to work. And then when I buzz over to the city, I can just change earrings and change my accessories, and I got a whole new outfit. So that's how Lazy Gyrl was born. And then I talked to you about it, right?
Yes.
And the first thing you were like, I don't know if you can do that.
I don't know if you want to do that, but okay.
But you were gracious enough to give me some of your contacts, and I was able to design some pieces, and now we have a clothing line.
Yeah, I love it. And we'll be sure to, because she has on a Lazy Gyrl piece right now, so we'll be sure to make sure that we have pictures and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so you said you created it because you are out and about, and you didn't want to have to go home to change clothes, but you wanted to be able to, so the thought process was to be able to take a piece from one place of your life, another place, and just change it up. Okay. And so how do you, I guess the manufacturing part, like how did you come up with like, this is a design that you wanted to do?
So I have a thing for shoulders. I have a thing for off shoulder anything because I feel like it can transform into other environments. So whether you're at a corporate job, whether you want to wear sneakers with something, or whether you're going out, shoulders always gonna,
and you can reposition it to do what you need to do. Yeah,
exactly.
Okay.
And so that's pretty much how I came up with the concept. But I knew I wanted something that was versatile.
Okay.
So like this jumpsuit, it's versatile. You can pull it up. You can change this around. I mean, it comes with a tie. I could tie it here. I've seen other people tie it on the leg, like some type of fashion statement.
Okay.
Our bodycon dresses, you can wear those with other things. You can put a sweater over. You can wear sneakers, heels, boots. It's like everything is versatile. So the thing is, you're paying a price point for multiple outfits.
I like that because it's in the cost of the wear is over the time, so it makes a garment less expensive. I like that. Okay, but let me go back to your fruition factor of coming of having this come together. Like, have you always been entrepreneurial, or was this an idea you had that?
I've always been entrepreneurial. You and I are always on some.
Yes.
For years, this the next thing we're doing. Okay, we're gonna do this. We're doing this. We're doing that. So I think we definitely entrepreneur is always there.
Right.
But this came out of frustration, honestly.
Okay.
And what I didn't like is I would go and shop and the material wasn't good. So all of this is bamboo. Every last thing that I develop is from bamboo because it's breathable. It goes with temperament. If it's hot, then you'll be cool. If you're cool, then you'll be warm. But I wanted quality too.
Right.
And so I had to do a little research in terms of the material. It's a little more expensive, which is another thing that you steer me away from. But of course,
she be knowing, but she don't be listening.
I just go against the grain.
You know what I'm saying?
I go against the grain. But yeah, so this came out of my own frustration, and then what I'm not seeing in department stores and other boutiques and things like that.
Okay.
It just wasn't out there.
Okay. So I guess in starting this, like, how did you come up with the name Lazy Gyrl? What does Lazy Gyrl mean?
So it's interesting you say that. So when it comes to clothing, I am lazy in the sense that I want something simple.
Right.
I don't want to go like, let me just pull some pieces together. So I was like, Lazy Gyrl, okay, but I didn't want it to be actual lazy girl.
Makes
so
sense.
The concept is, look, I am a busy woman. I got multiple things to do. I need to make things simple and easy, and that's where Lazy Gyrl came about.
Like it.
It's like the opposite of what you think a lazy girl would be.
Yes, I like that. that. Yeah, using your time wisely.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's my initials, LG.
You know, I was getting ready to say, I was like, I feel like there's a play on this somewhere,
Yeah,
but
my
I'm
whole
not
logo.
real sure.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. Okay, I like that. So once you decide, okay, this is the name, this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
What potential obstacles, because a lot of times when we say we want to do something, a lot of times obstacles get in our way to making it happen. So what are something that came in your way, and how did you move past it to get what we're able to see now?
So, first and foremost, I wanted to make sure that the name was trademarked. So, Lazy Gyrl is the lazy part. I didn't want to do it myself, so I had to find a reputable person that was going to trademark my name and my logo. So that was the first thing, because when I was in its infancy of it, I wasn't sure how big I wanted the brand, if I wanted to like add other things to it. So I had to make sure that whatever it was.
Yes.
And to brand the name, I want to make sure nobody was going to take it, just in case, like, you know, I'm a flagship brand in Dillard's or something.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I need to make sure I'm protected. So that was one thing. The other thing is the design process is pricey.
Very.
So, you know, and I'm uncovering all these things as I'm going along. I'm like, I'm sorry, what's that invoice?
That's why I tell people,
okay,
buy what I got. Don't ask me for nothing else.
Yeah.
Okay? Because what I got, it may seem like it was simple, but baby, let me tell you.
It was not. But that design process, you have to be very particular, and then you're looking at shapes. Like, how do you want this to fall on certain people? Are you trying to target everybody? So I had to learn that. Like, I'm like, well, I want curvy, but it's like I can't discriminate against people that aren't. So it's like you got to design something that's going to fit everybody.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, and
at least your target market, whatever that is.
Yes, in your target market. And I think a lot of times some people think it's discrimination, but in this aspect, it is not. When you are creating your own design, you have to create patterns based off of that. And that pattern is based off of a body type. And if you try to incorporate several body types, it is very expensive. Okay?
It is.
And so a lot of people don't realize that. And that's what I tell people is that, you know, if you say a brand doesn't fit you, it's because that it wasn't made for you.
It wasn't made to fit.
Yeah, not that that's a bad thing, but like you weren't the target body type for it, and so it's challenging to be able to have all these different sizes and fits for people. Okay, so that's okay. So you got over that hurdle. How did you get over that hurdle? Like what's something that I guess you had to do?
So Callie, who you introduced me to, who helps me design everything that I do, we had to come to Jesus moment. She's like, look, you got to decide what side of the spectrum. Do you want to be more on the plus size? That is going to be, that factors into cost. Or do you want to be more on this side? So I chose the other side because I'm looking at numbers, I'm looking at stats and all these types of things, and where I'm going to get the most bang for my buck. And that's usually the size 4 to 14, 16. That's like, and right in the middle, that size 10 really is a sweet spot.
Yes, very much so.
So it's like I had to pick a side. And
Okay.
I just,
Okay.
not to say that it can't expand later, but
Right.
it's a process.
Yeah, it's definitely a process.
A process.
Well, and I think that's one of the things that I've had to learn is that I feel like, and I think I've said this to you, is I feel like when you start, you want to have this wide range of products. But then it goes back to what you were saying from a sizing perspective and a colorway perspective. You really have to just hone down on one particular style, and you may do 2 colorways of that particular style. Yeah. Because at that point, it becomes, there's so much into it that we don't realize, and the sewing line having to change the thread color, and then that slows it down.
That was another learning lesson too. Like, honestly, I had an idea of like 5 colors, you know.
Yeah. I was like, girl, you might just want to do black.
Yeah. Yeah. And where am I at? I'm still at 4. Wait a minute. Yeah. I'm at 3 colors right now. And then in my mind, I'm like, well, we don't have cream. Some gotta go. Like, I can't do it.
Yeah. And that's,
it's not smart. I shouldn't say you can't do it. It's just, that is when you pivot and grow. That might be something you do when you grow.
Right.
But I have to take baby steps to get there.
Yes. And we all want it now. We know she's not taking them. She's just like, I'm gonna jump. I'm like, girl, don't jump yet. That's not the time to jump. No, but that makes sense. But and here's the thing is that a lot of people, you and I take chances on a whole lot of stuff that people just are not willing to take chances on.
Yeah.
So
why do we do that?
Yeah. So there's that. But so when you're planning your line, you said you wanted it for someone that can go from work, live, and play. So what does that woman a lifestyle like? Work, live, and play. What does that lifestyle look like?
It really could be a variety of things. It depends on who that person is. I mean, might have someone that's really busy, and then they or prefer more of a sporty look. And that's just what they're feeling like that day. They might be going to a festival. But you know what? Later on, they're going to a bar and have cocktails. I can wear that same dress all day and just change it up. It all depends on, that's the great thing about Lazy Gyrl. It all depends on whatever your goal is for that day.
That makes sense. I just got that in this moment. I like that. I like that because no matter what the profession is, whether it's a stay-at-home mom, whether you are in corporate or you're doing you're an entrepreneur and you're out and about, it allows you to be able to take some shoes with you, some different accessories, and you're able to like make it work. I didn't think about that. Yeah. Okay. All right. I like that. Yeah. So, how are people able to shop with you?
LazyGyrl.com. Yes. They can shop there, which is what my preferred method is. Yes. You can follow us on Instagram at Lazy Gyrl Lounge and make your purchases from there.
Okay. So no, why do you prefer shopping online?
Well, it's easy, and I think that's the trend that everybody does now. Yeah. I mean, I can't say guilty if that's the right word, but I shop online all the time. Yeah. It's convenient.
It's much more. It's much more the I guess means of how people buy things.
Right.
I know when I started Height Goddess. For tall women, you have always had to have a different way of shopping. It was back in the day. It was the JCPenney catalog. So a tall girl was never able to go into a store and shop. So there wasn't a change in behavior to make them go and shop online, or that they weren't comfortable shopping online. So for someone like you, where you can go in a store and you can find something, have you seen people that prefer to like go in a store, or have you gotten any feedback in regards to that?
I haven't gotten any feedback.
Okay.
On that, I've gotten a lot of feedback, but just not on that. I think it's convenient. Most of them, which we're changing now, are made to order, and that's to kind of keep the inventory, not like a whole. You know what I mean? So right now, I've been fortunate for that, but I think it's time to shift and have things made in bulk, and then I can get out things quicker. Because now there's different avenues. Everybody likes Prime. I haven't decided if I'm going to do Amazon yet because I don't want to dilute the brand.
Yeah, I feel like, so that's, as I look back on the things that I've created for Hi Goddess, it was like I was somewhat ahead of my time, or some different marketing things that I thought I had to do then that I was like, I don't want to do it. I now see people not doing it. The type of marketing that I wanted to do, I see people doing it that way now. So I say that to say that just because other people like selling on Amazon, which your girl done did, like selling on, yeah, I had to try it. So things like selling on Amazon and offering, making it come to market faster. I think you don't necessarily have to do that because that's a part of your brand. That's what your customer understands.
Right.
A lot of times speed to market doesn't necessarily mean a better product or a better service.
Right.
I mean, to me, it feels exclusive. Like, I know my garment is being, first of all, your garment is being, your system is pretty much all women. Okay. So it's all women. It is being made in the United States.
Yes.
And so there are some things that I think your customer benefits, or your customer actually likes the fact of knowing that these things are here, and we're providing you quality, and we're while we're not able to get it to you next day, we're still able to get you a quality garment
quickly,
in the time.
in a decent manner.
So I'm saying, you don't got to adjust your stuff for people. That's the spirit that I'm in right now. Okay, but that may change later.
No adjustment.
No adjustment. I mean, there's adjustment to it, but I think sometimes when we are looking at our brands and then we're looking at somebody else's brand, we feel like, oh, we need to, do this different. And so the one thing that I realize is that, we were at a different point in the race than someone else. And we don't even fully understand the backstory as to why somebody may be selling on Amazon. And we're just not in that space yet. Right. And because I was guilty of that when I first started. I'm like, oh, I need to do that. But they got a 10-year head start on me. Like, I can't do that right now. So so you just got to do that. So what were you going to say?
I forgot.
Okay, it's all good. All right. So listen, y'all, I'm telling you, this is the whole part about, this is the whole part for me about the fruition factor, is you got to let people be around you that allow you to let this stuff come together. Because I don't know what I'm doing, y'all. I really don't. I just have an idea. And I really don't. I literally just have an idea and I decide that I wanted to do it. And luckily for me, I'm surrounded by people that I think have a high fruition factor. Now, I think you have a high fruition factor. Do you think you have?
I think so.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So good. That's good. Okay. Yeah. Now, and why do you think you have a high fruition factor?
Because I just see the end result.
Okay.
I don't really get caught up, obviously, in what the other little things you got to do from start to finish.
Right.
And once I have it in my mind, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it. Even though you got all these birds saying,
don't do that.
Don't do that. Yeah. I'm like, why not? Like, I don't understand. Let me find out. So
Okay.
I just see the end.
Okay, so you just see the end. I like that part. So for someone who can't see the end, well, I guess you really ain't gotta give them no advice.
Right.
But for for someone that is struggling with their fruition factor, do you have any advice for them?
So whether you have it or not, the process is not easy.
No, it's not.
So you just have to know going in that you got to just see it through. Just see it through, and then you can make an assessment. But just don't stop. Because there's been plenty of times where I've called you, and I'm like,
I'd be like, girl, I'm on the quitting stage today, too. I ain't the person you want to ask.
Should I be doing this or what? Because I'm seeing money coming out. I need more money coming in.
Yes.
But what keeps me going is when I get feedback like, this is so soft, this feels amazing. I've had several conversations about Callie, and she pushed me a little bit. Like, you have a good product. So either you're going to go with it or you're just going to let it go. And that's the other thing. You have to be okay with letting it go.
Oh, yeah.
If you got to let it go, you got to let it go.
Ooh.
Not to say that you can't come back to it.
Right.
But this just might not be the time.
Right, exactly.
And you got to dedicate the time.
Yeah, absolutely. You definitely have to dedicate the time. Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense. That makes total sense, because a lot of people will see people taking action on things and think that it's easy. It's not. It's just a matter of we decided to keep pushing forward.
Yeah.
That's really it. It's a whole lot of bumps and bruises in the road.
You get beat up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Knocked
All right. Woo, knocked out, black eye.
Laid out.
It's like, it's okay now. All right. So as we wrap up, tell the people again how they can find you and how they can shop with you.
You can shop with Lazy Gyrl on Lazy Gyrl, www.lazygyrl.com. This is LAZYGYRL. Did they still say www?
I don't know.
Okay, so anyway, that's the website. But you can also go to @Lazy Gyrl Lounge, our handle on Instagram and Facebook, and there's a link there to shop for our bamboo products.
Yes, we love it. So I have brought you another amazing person who has their Fruition Factor, and I really don't know what I'm doing, and I don't know how to end this video right now. So I'm trying to figure it out. So definitely check out Lazy Gyrl on all social media platforms. Check out the website, shop.
Shop. That's the key
yes,
thing.
that's the key. That's the
Buy
key.
something.
Yeah.
You will not be disappointed.
Yes, buy something.
Just buy something. It's not that hard. You buy everything else online.
That part.
All day.
All day. All right. So I'm Lamika, and until the next time on Fruition Factor Podcast,